Hello dear students, I am Samir Velankar. I welcome all of you to this video on quicksort, also called as partition sort. Now quicksort uses a strategy called divide and conquer. Let's see what the strategy is and why it is called as partition sort. Now we are given one array A of some 9 elements 0 to 8. So 9 elements are there and the ultimate goal is we want to sort this array in increasing order. So what quicksort does to sort the array, it partitions the array into two parts. It partitions the array such that the array is actually logically divided in two parts, left part and right part. So how does it partition? One very simple method to partition the array is to find out the midpoint of the array, and then whatever is up to the midpoint of the array becomes the left part, and whatever is after the midpoint becomes the right part. But that's not the strategy used by quicksort. It uses a process called partition process, which says that take some element of this array. That element is called as pivot element. Now note my words. Quicksort says take some element of the array, any element, it can be 0 to 8, these indexes 0 to 8, any element you can take, call it as a pivot element. Okay, so we will take this leftmost element, that is 100. This will be the pivot, and now we will try to fix this 100 at such a place so that everything to the left of 100 will be less than or equal to 100, and everything to the right of 100 will be greater than 100. If we call this position 0 as lth position, left position, and this position r, this position 8th position, the last position, as r, the right, then we have been given an array from position L to position R, and the pivot we have selected, pivot, let's call it as X, is A of L, isn't it? That is A of 0, that's 100. This is our pivot, and we would like to fix this 100 in the array such that everything to the left of the pivot will be less than or equal to the value of the pivot, and everything to the right of pivot will be greater than the value of the pivot, isn't it? So where should be 100? Where should this 100 get fixed? Now notice there are some values like 50, then 85, then 30 and 60. These values 50, 85, 30, 60 are indeed less than 100, isn't it? So actually these values should be to the left of 100. I mean 100 should be positioned in such a way that 85, 30, 60 and 50. I'm not talking about their relative positions, but somehow these four values must be to the left of 100. Only then we will get sorted array. And then we can reposition these elements again to get them sorted. But the first challenge is to position 100 so that these four values will be somehow to the left of 100. And you can watch that the values like 200 in the array, 200, 150, 250 and 120 should be to the right of 100 because these values are greater than 100. So 100 should actually be fixed, if you count these positions, should be fixed at fourth place. If 100 is fixed at fourth place, then we can say 100 is finally gone at its position, and this 100 will never move now, because in our final sorted array we will get 100 at fourth place. Come on, everything to the left of 100 will be less and everything to the right of 100 will be more than 100, then surely 100 is at its final place. So that is what is called as partition process. Partition process simply takes a pivot element, and we have taken the leftmost element as the pivot. Let me tell you, most of the times, we take the leftmost element, but there are some modifications to the partition process. We have got median, policy of taking a median or policy of taking a midpoint, and other policies also to select the pivot. Okay, now how do you fix this? How do you fix this 100 at correct place? I am explaining the partition process now. Let's take a counter I. Let's take one counter I and start this I from the nth place, that is leftmost place. And let's take another counter J and start it from the rth place. So both the counters I and J have started from two extremes. Now we keep increasing I plus plus, I plus plus, we keep doing this till we get first value which is greater than x, greater than the pivot. Note that x in our example is 100, this is the pivot. So each value will be compared with x. And we will stop increasing I only when we get first value which is greater than 100, greater than x. So it is obvious that this counter I will increase, and finally it will stop at the second place of the, because second place of the array is storing 200, and 200 is the first value from the left hand side which is greater than 100, isn't it? So I have stopped at place 2. Now it is turn of J. J is at the right extreme. Now we decrease J. We do J minus minus till we get some position, some value which is less than or equal to 100. We want a value which is less than or equal to 100. Even 100 is okay. Even if we get 100 while traveling left, we will stop. So it is obvious that J, which is searching for a value less than or equal to 100, will definitely stop at 7th place, because from the right hand side 60 is the first value from the right hand side which is below 100, isn't it? Now you watch, I and J both have stopped. What we now do is, as I and J, two counters have stopped, we will swap the values of AI and AJ. Now observe that AI is 200 and AJ is 60. So we will swap their values. So after swapping, the second place, which was storing 200, will now store 60. And the seventh place, which was actually storing 60, will store 200. Now look what we have done, we have sent very large value like 200 at the rear end of the array, at the end of the array, almost at the end. And we have brought a very small value like 60 at the front of the array. You tell me, isn't this the part of sorting process? In sorting process, we will try to bring lesser values to the front of the array and larger values at the end of the array. So that's what partition process is doing. But don't forget, why are we doing all this process? We are doing this so that we can fix pivot, that is 100, at such a position so that everything to the left of 100 will be less than or equal to 100, and everything to the right of 100 will be greater than 100. Okay, now what? After swapping AI with AJ, now we restart the process. We resume the process, and we again increase I by 1 from its position. From the second position, I again increases by 1, I plus plus, I plus plus, till we get first value now, which is greater than 100. Now remember, from now onwards, I is always going to search a value which is greater than the pivot, greater than 100. So it is obvious that I will stop at third place, isn't it so? Because from the second place where it was, 3 is the place where we have a value greater than 100. So I has stopped. Now it is turn of J. J will decrease, J minus minus, till we get first value which is less than or equal to 100. Remember, even 100 is okay. If we get 100 somewhere, we will stop, or less than 100 we will stop. So obviously J, here the counter J is going to stop at place 5, because fifth place is such a place from the right hand side where the value stored is less than or equal to pivot, that is 100. Now I and J have stopped again. Recall what we did last time. When I and J stopped, we swapped AI with AJ. We will do this again. 30 and 150 will be swapped. So 30, which was at fifth place, will be now stored at third place, and 150 will be stored at fifth place. 150 is now at fifth place. So what next? Continue the process. Increase I from its place. From third place, we increase I doing I plus plus repeatedly till we get first value which is greater than the pivot. And the first value greater than the pivot, observe the array is 150, which is at fifth place. So the counter I, which was at third place, was increased repeatedly. Two times it was increased, and the counter I has now stopped at the fifth place. Now it is turn of j, isn't it? J will decrease by 1 continuously till it gets first value which is less than or equal to pivot, less than or equal to 100. And that places fourth place immediately, isn't it? It gets decreased only once. J gets decreased from 5 to 4, and it immediately gets a value which is less than or equal to 100, which is 85. So J is now at fourth place. Now you watch, I and J have stopped again. Last time when I and J stopped at their respective places, we had interchanged AI with AJ. But this time we won't. Because the interesting fact is that the counter I has now crossed the counter J. Recall I started with L and J started with R, and they both came nearer and nearer, and now they have crossed each other. So when I becomes larger than J, observe that I is 5. Value of I is 5, it is at fifth place, and J is at 4. So I is larger than J, then we will stop the process and we will say that we have found place for pivot. That was our aim, isn't it? And always jth position is the best place for pivot. Whenever I crosses J, whenever I becomes larger than J, then J gives us the place for pivot, that is 100. So the last thing we have to do now is we have to put that 100 which is at AL, our pivot, at jth place. And obviously the jth element 85 will be put at the place of 100, that is AL. So the last swap we are doing is swap A of L, leftmost element 100, with A of J, that is A4. So 100 and 85 are now getting swapped. So the AL will now become 85, and A4, that is AJ, will become 100. Now, very interesting fact you see about 100, I am just marking it. After the partition process ends, this is it, this is partition process ending now. 100 is at such a place where the left elements of 100 are less than or equal to 100. Look, if there were 200s in this array, then the other 100 would be to the left of 100. Less than or equal to values will be to the left of 100. And you notice all values greater than 100 are to the right of 100. Tell me, what is your comment on this 100 or the position of 100? Isn't it at its final place? That is when we will get the entire array sorted. I agree that the array is not yet sorted, but when the entire array will get sorted, 100 will be at the fourth place. So 100 is not going to move anywhere now, and we say 100 is fixed. So keep in your mind that whenever we call partition process, then one element gets fixed at its final place and it will never move now. This element 100 will be not disturbed by our quicksort, and quicksort has now declared that this pivot 100 is at its final place, fourth place. So what have you got now? We have got everything to the left of 100, that is 85, 50, 60 and 30 as left partition. We call it as left partition, and everything to the right of 100, that is 150, 250, 200 and 120 as the right partition. We call it as right partition. Now the element numbers over here are 0, 1, 2, 3, isn't it? So 0 to 3 is the left part, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 5 to 8 is the right part. You notice fourth element is not taking part in any of the partitions because fourth element is safe. We should never disturb it. Okay, now what do you do with this left part? What is your aim ultimately? What is your aim? No, 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 don't say you want to partition it. Agreed, you want to partition it, but you want to sort it. Think recursively. Hello, dear students, think recursively. What was your aim on the main array, on this array? Don't say I wanted to partition it. Say that I wanted to sort it, isn't it? And while sorting, you did the partition, so you got the left partition. Now, what would you do on this left partition? You will try to sort this left partition and you will try to sort the right partition, isn't it so? But while sorting, you are going to partition this array. That means again 85, the leftmost element will be the pivot, and you will be fixing this leftmost element at such a place between 0 and 3, now between this left partition, so that everything to the left of 85 will be less than or equal to 85, and everything to the right of 85 will be greater than 85. And what will you do on this right partition? You will sort it, definitely. But while sorting, you will try to fix the pivot 150, the leftmost again over here, between 5 and 8, because this is your playing area now, 5 to 8. You will fix 150 such that everything to the left of 150 is less than or equal to 150, and everything to the right of 150 is greater than 150. Well, if we keep doing this, we will get all the elements fixed at their proper place. Just check my words. All the elements will get fixed at their proper place and we will get the entire array sorted. By the way, this video explained all of you what is the partition process. I am not continuing in this video to partition this left part and partition this right part. We will do that all the hard work in the coming videos. But then let's take one more example very quickly. Suppose we are given an array like this. Let's say 100, then 50, then 150, 65, 165, 80, 800, 90, and 190. Let's say this is the array. These are the values. What do you want to do? Again, don't say I want to partition. You say I want to sort it. So how do you sort it? You take this pivot, leftmost element AL, and try to fix it at proper place, isn't it? So we are given two bounds, L and R, and we have to play in this region only, L to R. So 100 should get fixed somewhere between L to R. How do you do that? Start a counter I and J from the two extremes, and then increase I till we get the first value which is greater than 100. Remember, I always searches value greater than 100. Obviously, the counter I will stop at place 2 because second place is the place which stores 150. This value is greater than pivot, that is 100. Turn of j now. J will decrease till we get a value less than or equal to 100. And notice j is at 8th place right now, and j will immediately stop at the 7th place because 7th place is right now storing 90, which is less than or equal to 100. So j stops at the 7th place. Now I and j have stopped, and you notice they have not crossed each other. So if I and j stop at such a place such that I is not greater than j, I is still below j, then you better swap a and aj. So 90 and 150. These values will get swapped, ai gets swapped with aj. Now continue the process by increasing I repeatedly till we get first value greater than the pivot. I always searches a value greater than the pivot. So 165, which is at the fourth place, will be the position where the counter I is going to stop now, isn't it so? And now turn of j. J will decrease till it gets a value less than 100 or equal to 100. Even 100 is okay. So we now will stop j at the fifth place because fifth place is storing 80, which is less than or equal to. Now I and j have still not crossed, both have stopped, but I is not greater than j. So we will swap ai with aj. So 80 and 165 will now get swapped. Let's continue increasing I again till we get first value greater than 100, and it will immediately stop at fifth place. It was at fourth place, but it will stop at fifth place because fifth place is storing 165, which is greater than 100. So this is the fifth place where I has stopped. It's the turn of j now. J will decrease by 1 till we get value less than or equal to 100. And notice j will immediately stop at fourth place. It was at fifth place, but it will stop at fourth place since fourth place is storing a small value like 80, which is less than 100. Okay. Now you watch, I and j have stopped, but I has become greater than j. I is at fifth place and j is at fourth place. So I has crossed j. Then this time we do not swap AI with AJ, but we declare that we have found best place for our pivot, and the best place for 100 is given by jth place. That is fourth place is where we are going to store 100. Obviously 80, which is at the fourth place, will be sent at the leftmost element, that is place of 100. So the last swap that we are doing is we will swap AL, that is 100, with AJ, that is 80. So 80 comes at AL and 100 goes at the place of AJ. This is how 100 is now at the fourth place, and this is the best place for 100. Notice everything to the left of 100: 80, 50, 90, 65. Isn't it? 0 to 3. These elements are less than or equal to 100. So they are to the left of 100, and everything to the right of 100, 165, 800, 150, and 190. That is 5, 6, 7, and 8th index are greater than 100, then they are to the right of 100. And what are we now going to do with these two partitions, left and right? What will you do with this left partition? Warning, never say you are going to partition it. Agreed, you are going to partition, but think recursively. Tell that I am going to sort this left partition, and you always say I am going to sort this right partition. And while sorting, you will do partitioning. If you cultivate this habit of thinking and even talking recursively, then development of quick sort function in C language or the algorithm for quick sort will be very easy to manage. Thank you very much.